How do we implement business under our trust, ministry, association, or foundation showing our appointed person as manager of that corp under our 508c1a non not for profit or non? So Sam, I would suggest contacting Kristen for a consult if you have a business and you're going into the private. It's $295. I can give you a lot of video content that you can watch that'll explain what I just said. Anybody that has a business on the public side can bring that business on the private side. And I'm going to prove it very easily right now. Disney World does not pay taxes, owns the land, patented, answers to no state authority whatsoever in Florida. Disney World does not pay taxes. They're private membership base. Cops drive around on their land and they are not allowed to pull Disney World members over. Look this up. Now that is the extreme opposite end of absolute proof that public can meld with private. Here's what they did. Watch. I went to go visit a famous doctor in Florida, and oceanfront house, beautiful property, bunch of fruit trees everywhere. You know, I'm looking at the ocean from his backyard. It didn't matter to me as much as it mattered to my lady, because my lady tracked this guy for 20 years in the chiropractic business and industry, and it was important for her to meet him. So that's the only reason why I went. But then when I'm there, I'm cruising around at Disney World and I started talking to some people and I started finding out what I found out. And it blew my mind that what I found out about Disney World. Then I saw it in the news that the state legislature made an attempt to revoke the rights of Disneyland's tax exempt status. They can't do it. And then I started thinking, oh my gosh, when I was a kid, I heard a story. Now, mind you, as a real estate broker, now it means something to me, especially being that in my industry, everybody's trying to perform a patent to their land and not understanding the scope or elements of what that means. So when Walt Disney he bought Disneyland in Anaheim, the land, I think for $6 million. It shows the deed in one of that place. You go through the front door, you go around, and underneath the train, the first building to the right has a display of the deed in it. I just saw it like a year ago. I was super stoked to see it. And I took a picture of it. I got my mind wrapped around it. And I'm like, okay. And then I started remembering the stories. And this is before I went to go meet this doctor. And I started to remember the stories of when I was a kid that they did a massive land grab around Disneyland, started taking out houses, industry, different things like that, just based on the fact that they're extremely profitable and the city was using domain rights over the people, but they couldn't grab a Japanese farmer's strawberry fields. And I remember this vividly as a kid, and I don't know why it stuck in my head. I'm like, and it was because it was said, my dad told me, my dad's was a licensed real estate broker. He's passed now. It was said that the Japanese farmer had had his land patented. And I started thinking to myself, holy crap, you mean you can, as a kid, it really didn't mean a lot to me, but as an adult, remembering back after looking at this deed a year ago, remembering that story. So Walt Disney realized once he created Disneyland, the power of the patent, because he couldn't do anything about it. So what did he do? Created Disney World. How? On a patented land the size of a county. It's his. The size of a county. And nobody has jurisdiction over it except him. It's private land. He is not a party to the county because it's patented land. Think about that. The same premise of unregistering your paid-for house from the county recorder's office. It's now private, sitting on somebody's patented land that you don't know, but it's still private because it's unregistered and not a party to the county. What are the ramifications? Well, you don't get a tax bill, but you also don't get police or fire service. Maybe. I'm sure if you called 911, you gave them your address and you had that on your property, I'm sure they'd still come out. You might get a bill. But unregistered property sitting on private patented land is the same principle. Did he buy the rights to the access, to be the assignee of the patent? Did he buy the patent itself? Did he buy the whole patent? It just became interesting to me. And then he structured himself up in the private so that everybody there was operating in the private. So did they have to, and here's my questions, and here's all the things I'm going crazy over in my head. Did he have to get permission to build? Did he have to get building inspectors? You know what I'm saying? All those things. Probably, but it's still him operating in the private and not the public. And he probably had to pay some fees. And it maybe wasn't from the sense of getting permission as it was from just getting clearance. But Disney World doesn't pay a dime in taxes to Florida. Interesting, huh? So that to me is the ultimate proof, Sam, that you can come out with your business and be private. We have plenty of doctors, plenty of chiropractors, which are doctors, plenty of businesses that are operating in the private. So if you have some nuancy type questions you need, you can do a consultation. And Sam, what we do is we apply that consultation fee to the living in the private program. If you decide to come out, we apply 100% of the consultation fee to that so that your total fee is that much less. So it's really, you're just paying for the service and getting fully funded in your mind that everything is legit and you're able to push forward on the project because it makes sense. So I hope that helps.